Welcome back to a new episode. For today's lesson, we're going to be taking a break from learning some new letters, and instead we're going to be talking more about how to use syllables in Korean. The first thing that we need to talk about is how to blend syllables together. Remember how I said that the empty consonant has no sound at the start of a syllable? Well, what if that syllable comes after a syllable that does have a sound at the end? Take a look at this example to see what I mean. Here we have our first Korean word, which is comprised of 3 syllables. Han, guk, in. Han, guk, in. Well, how would you say this word at more of a normal speed? 한국인, 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 한국인. Notice that because that empty consonant has no sound at the start of a syllable, if there is a sound that comes before it, it can simply flow right through. So instead of saying 한국인, what it becomes is 한국인, 한국인. Now, a quick disclaimer, this does not affect how a word is written in Korean. Here we are only talking about pronunciation. It will still be written as 한국인 always. But when you pronounce it, there are some tricks and some rules in Korean that you'll need to know so that you can pronounce Korean more naturally, more easily, and more quickly. So let's do some practice with this rule. Now, first I want you to pause the video here and try them on your own. And then I'm going to give the answers. Okay, here's how to read those. 힘들어, 힘들어, 힘들어. 미국은, 미국은, 미국은. 닫아, 닫아, 닫아. 한국어, 한국어, 한국어. 사람이, 사람이, 사람이. 영어, 영어, 영어. Remember, the empty consonant has the ng sound at the end of a syllable, which is what flows through the empty consonant at the start of the syllable 어. So you get 영어 with that ng sound. 발음, 발음, 발음. 달이, 달이, 다리. 많이, 많이, 많이. Let's move on. So far, we've learned how to use 4 different syllable blocks. We learned how to use our original 2 with vertical or horizontal vowels and 1 consonant. And we also learned how to use syllables that have 2 consonants and 1 vowel, whether that vowel is again a vertical or a horizontal vowel. Now let's learn how to use syllables with 4 letters in them. Specifically, that's going to be 3 consonants and 1 vowel. So here's how you do that. Again, you're going to need to look at whether that vowel is a vertical vowel, such as a or ya or yo or o, any of those, or a horizontal vowel, such as o or or u, or any of those. If it's a vertical vowel, well, you'll simply put a consonant to the left of a vowel, just like we did in the very beginning, and you'll stick the additional 2 consonants below that, in kind of a box shape like that. But if you're working with a horizontal vowel, you'll again put the consonant on top of the vowel, and then below that you'll put the 2 consonants together next to each other. So really all you're doing is the original form that we had, whether you put the consonant on the left of the vowel or above the vowel, and attaching an additional 1 or 2 consonants below that. And that's really all there is to syllable blocks. So here are 2 examples. Reading these we'll talk about in a bit. But first, just take a look at which letters are used in each of these blocks. First one uses the vowel a, which is a vertical vowel, so we get it in this form. while the second one uses the horizontal vowel and looks a little bit different. So let's do some practice with these words. 앉아, 긁어, 삶이, 밝은, 값이, 읽은. Let's do it one more time. 앉아, 긁어, 삶이, 밝은, 값이, 읽은. In Korean, it's common that there are syllables that will have two consonants at the bottom, and one of those consonants will be the L or R letter, which we previously learned, like this. Take a look at these syllables and try to guess how they might be read. Well, there's a trick to it. Anytime you see a syllable that has two consonants at the bottom, and one of them is that letter, and if the following syllable does not start with our empty consonant, meaning we can't just read it easily, most of the time in those combinations, that letter, the L or the R that we learned, is not pronounced. So here are some examples of what I mean. 삶. It's not pronounced as 삶, it's pronounced as 삶. The next one, 흙, 익, 밥, 옮겨. Notice that it's not 옮겨, it's just 옮겨. 닭. And finally, this is a common exception. And for this one, you actually read that L or R letter. 여덟. But in the majority of cases, that letter will go away whenever it's not followed by the empty consonant. So keep that in mind. So thanks for coming to this lesson, and I hope that I'll see you in the next lesson where we're going to be learning about double and strong consonants in 한글. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.